YouTube, it's Christine with Souls Rising, jumping on with some Oracle messages. This video is for my Virgos out there, and this is a timeless message, so whenever it makes its way to you, it is the right time, and it is a collective message. So as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Some of it may be for you and some of it may not. So just listen to your own inner voice around that. If you want a personal or private reading, my website is linked below and you will find all of the information there on how to book one for yourself. So let's get started. I'm going to pull some oracle cards and then we will bump into the tarot for a little more clarity. All right, Virgo, let me show you what I got. So we have Bluebird Spirit Happiness, which is a fantastic card to start our reading with. And then we have Raven Spirit Truth, Forest Temple Enlightenment, Air Spirit Knowledge, Water Spirit Manifesting Dreams, and Elves Playfulness. Okay. So Virgo, I do feel, with the Bluebird Spirit popping out as the very first card in this reading, I do feel that you guys are entering or on the verge of entering a period of your life where you're going to find true happiness, where you're going to find so much more to life exists and is possible for you than maybe what you thought was ever going to happen. And so I do feel like you guys are really on the cusp. I'm hearing the cusp of something really amazing, a really new chapter of life that is really and truly blessed and abundant for you. And I do feel this is in some ways that my Virgos didn't maybe think was going to happen. So there's definitely a message coming in. I was hearing, with the truth card showing up here, I was hearing that some of you are being asked to believe in happiness again, to believe that you can be happy again. So maybe you went for a long time sort of just feeling ho-hum and feeling like maybe this is the best things are going to get. And if that is the case, understand that that time is done. You're now entering and stepping over the threshold into something better, that you can have better. And I do feel like this is coming in, you're being shown it. It's almost like God showing you, shining the light through the doorway and showing you a path to greater happiness for yourself. And you're being asked to believe that this is real and that this can be real. For a few of you, this won't maybe be for everybody watching this video, but for a few of you, I got a slightly different message for these cards. So some of you are in this space where a truth is being shown, okay? So where there's a truth, I don't even think it's just being shown, I kind of think it's being acknowledged. So there may be an inner truth. We have the temple here, and the temple can also speak to the inner temple, the temple of the soul. And that's the vibe I get with this sort of alternative aspect of this message, which is that for some of you, there may have been an inner truth that needed to be acknowledged in order to open up the doorway to this new period of happiness. Like something you needed to see about yourself or about your life that needed to be seen and understood and acknowledged. But now that it is going to really allow this happiness to solidify for you and to settle in. And it will be real. It will be real and solid and genuine. It will be true. It will be accurate. Okay? And then we have this air spirit, again, with like incoming awareness, understanding. This is my card of like messages coming in, communication coming in. And so you may be receiving some signs from the divine for some of you. For others, this might just be a new understanding of a situation that is allowing you to see it different and allowing you to see the light in the situation, to see that there's a bigger picture playing out for you, and that maybe something better can really come in. And I do feel like this is also you guys sort of rising above a situation that felt unclear or felt a little murky. You know, this girl is in this boat that is literally rising up out of these clouds of murkiness there, out of that fog. And there's more clarity, there's more understanding, things starting to maybe make a little more sense for her. And I do feel like that's sort of the chapter of your life that you're coming into. For some of you, there's definitely a nod to some spiritual ascension with this. So for those of you who have been really hard at work on your spirituality and your spiritual journey, this can also be a positive sign coming in through this message that you're on your way there, that you've really up-leveled recently, that you're really coming into a space of more personal truth, coming more into that inner temple, and rising above challenges that life has presented so that you can get closer to God and feeling more connected to spirit and the spirit realms. And ultimately, this is leading to a place of dreams manifesting, you know, dreams coming true. And this is going to allow my Virgos to really soften your energy. You know, Virgo can be a little bit of a serious sign or a down to business, down to earth kind of sign. But with this magical, playful energy coming in with these cards, I feel like you're being asked to let your hair down a little bit more. And maybe you're actually going to finally feel free enough to do that. It's like you're coming into this space of, I feel like you're coming into deeper union with yourself. I don't really feel ultimately, Virgo, that this is about anyone else. I really feel that this is about what is opening up from within you. This temple really feels like the inner temple, the sacred temple within us. And I really feel like my Virgos are sort of entering some new territory within themselves that is allowing them to see and achieve a greater sense of satisfaction with life and a greater sense of contentment and happiness. But also, you know, when we let go of, you know, the need to please others, when we let go of needing to impress people, or we just let go of things maybe that we're taking too much of our mental energy that just aren't that important, what happens is it frees up our energy to go into things that really bring us true happiness, that are actually more fulfilling for us. And I feel like, you guys, this is going to help you to sort of loosen up the reins a little and to invite more fun into your life. So let's bump into the tarot and see if we can dig into this a little bit deeper and get a little more specific for you guys with this message. All right, Virgo, so let's jump in. Let me show you what we have. So we have, first card coming out, Eight of Air, or the Eight of Swords, which is a card, again, of sort of being blocked or feeling stuck. And I do feel like for my Virgos, this is a sense of a path not being open to you. Maybe feeling like there was restriction in your life, or there were things that you wanted but you couldn't quite attain or couldn't quite get there. And I feel like some of you might have sort of given up a little with this energy of just like, okay, well, this just isn't for me. It's not going to happen for me this way. And I feel like I hear the word succumb. Some of it's like you sort of succumb to that. It doesn't feel unhappy. It just feels like, okay, well, if this is all I can have, it's all right, and settling. It's like a settling energy. But I'm hearing you're not settling anymore. You're not going to have to anymore, because this stuckness is being released with the next card, literally the card of release with the Phoenix on it. This is actually the Death card in this tarot deck, and this is coming to an end. Okay? So whatever hasn't been moving, whatever has been whatever you felt blocked from in the past, know that the blocks are being removed. These swords are just going to dissolve and disappear, and you're going to be able to fly free and move forward into what I feel like is ultimately a much more successful future for yourself. We have the King of Earth showing up here. For a few of you, this may actually be, a masculine energy coming into your life. So if you're, single female looking for someone, this actually could be a male counterpart coming in. But this card can also just represent you know, somebody who has built a good life for themselves. You know, the King of Earth is very strong. He's very stable. He's accomplished. He has, you know, his finances in a row, like his ducks are in a row. He has everything that he needs, and it's really secure. And so you may be coming into a space of more, you know, stability and security in your life, and really starting to kind of feel like you can have it all. And that is ultimately really, really good. For those of you that the romantic connection was sort of connecting for you or resonating for you, I keep being shown this like lump. I guess it's actually supposed to be a coin, but to me it looks like a lump of dough in this guy's hand. And some of you were starting to think that you were going to be stuck with the pizza boy, and you're not. Okay, you're not. And that's what I'm getting from that. Some of you, there's better out there. Okay, and it is coming in. You're going to see it. You're going to get there. You're going to receive something better than what maybe you thought you were going to get. So if you've been like dating and getting nowhere, and that's where you really feel like you've been blocked, it's like the dating pool is opening a little wider for you. There's some better options coming in, okay? And like I said, you know, maybe you thought you were just going to be stuck with, you know, whatever was left. That's not going to happen, okay? It's not happening for you, Virgo. You're getting something better, all right? And you know, if the romancing doesn't apply, just disregard that. Ultimately, the message is still the same. Whatever this is that you sort of felt blocked from or felt like just wasn't going to happen for you, it's like now you can see that it can happen. It can happen. And this is, again, the inner awareness. So I was talking earlier with the Oracle cards about the inner temple and kind of coming to more understanding and awareness of the self. And I definitely feel like that's a theme in this reading, Virgo, of starting to really come home within yourself, feeling more comfortable within yourself, more confident in yourself and your own ability to build the life that you want. It's like you're starting to realize that you can really create a better life for yourself than you dreamed of before. And with that knowledge comes a lot of power, right? That's a lot of creative power. And ultimately, this is a very freeing energy that I get from it. It's like realizing that you can have more. And ultimately that is coming because you are coming into this space of deeper knowingness of who you really are and what you really want in your heart and what matters to you. And maybe not so much to, you know, maybe you're not paying as much attention to other people's opinions or what you were sort of conditioned to want for yourself or told that you should want for yourself. And you're, I feel, coming to a space where you can choose for yourself what you want. And that's a really good space to be in. It's a really great energy to be in. So this next row, we have the Five of Cups. I feel like this is a past energy for you guys of disappointment, of, you know, this is the girl who's crying over spilt milk, right? Not realizing that there's actually something better, you know, available for her. And then it's followed by the Two of Air. And I heard, you know, with these two cards coming up together, I heard this is like in the past, you guys feeling like you were forced down a certain path. It's almost like not the one you wanted, or maybe you just didn't feel like you had a choice. It was like, this is the path that's here. It's the one I'm gonna walk. But it wasn't fulfilling. It was disappointing. It wasn't really what you wanted, whether this was a relationship or a career path or just your life path in general. Maybe, you know, maybe you were a single parent and that wasn't really what you wanted. Maybe, you know, you had a child young and you sort of got stuck on a path and felt like you couldn't find something better or find your way out of that because things were just more challenging for you then because of those choices that were made in the past. Ultimately, though, this is the energy that you're breaking free from, I feel, Virgo. And like there's a new path coming in, and this path, look how beautiful this is. You know, we have this, everything in this card is iced over and frozen, and this person really feels like this one path is just blocked. It's like, I can't go the way I want. I'm just gonna have to take this longer road that's a little more treacherous, a little icier. Oh well. But now you don't anymore because something better is here. And this, look at all this, like there's little hearts. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's little hearts coming off of this guy. This is like so much happiness, you know, on this new path. There's excitement and happiness. The Knight of Wands is an excited card. It's a fast moving card. This guy's running. He's not walking. He's running towards something even better now. And I do feel like for my Virgos, this is where you are. For those of you that the love connection thing clicks and resonates and makes sense, this can actually be love coming in for you with this Knight of Fire. This can be, you know, a passionate masculine energy arriving on the scene. And I got Ten of Air. I actually feel like the Ten of Air is just another nod to the cycle, the old cycle closing out. So the new path is showing up and the old is closing out. So that sense of being stuck in the past, blocked from your happiness, blocked from what you really wanted, that is what is ending. It's coming to an end. It's time. It's time for it to end. It's time for you to be free from it. Okay? I keep hearing other people's opinions too. So for some of you, this really could have been being stuck in what someone else wanted. Maybe somebody else planned your life and not you. You know, maybe you were stuck with a parent or partner or someone who was calling all the shots, or who sort of you trusted or looked up to, and so you kind of just did what they told you to and not really questioning it. And now you're realizing that that's just not the life that I wanted. That maybe your inner truth is different than the life you have built. Okay? And that could be a difficult realization to come into, right? To realize that maybe the life you build is not the one that you want anymore. I don't know, do you guys ever see that movie Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts? You know, there's a line in that movie really early on where, you know, she talks about, isn't this the life that I've built? You know, I participated in every decision and every choice that led me here. How can I not want this anymore? And the answer is actually pretty simple, because we grow, right? We change, we experience things in life, and we become different people as a result of that. And it's okay to change your freaking mind about what you want for your life or for yourself. It's really okay. And understand that when you accept that, when you acknowledge that truth, that inner truth, which you really and genuinely and truly want for yourself, that the universe can get behind that energy, that the universe can shift things into place when you make the choice to move in a new direction. When you choose to take that path less traveled, it can open wide for you, and the old one can end. You know, there's no need to stay stuck in something that isn't making you happy anymore. There's no need for that. You know, that's an ego trip. That's what our ego tells us. The ego tells you you have to stay stuck with something for security, for stability, because you've just always done it that way, because it's how it's always been. The soul doesn't like constriction. The soul wants freedom. The soul loves to create. It wants to try new things. It wants to experience and expand. And so I do feel like for my Virgos, there's this constriction that you've been under that is lifting away. You're being released from it. Ultimately, I feel like there's a lot of happiness about that happening and a lot of excitement that is coming in. We have Queen of Wands, which is being all fired up and passionate once again about your life, feeling really good about it. And I do get stability, okay? And we have 10 of Pentacles here with her. And 10 of Pentacles is like financial stability. So I don't feel like there's any need to be worried that whatever this choice is that you're making for happiness, I don't feel that it's going to lead you to a place of instability. You know, like maybe you're taking a gamble on something, maybe you want to start a new business or something like that. Ultimately, with the King of Earth showing up here and the 10 of Earth, I do feel like this has stability, that this is something, especially for you guys, Virgo, I feel like you pay attention to details. You're an Earth sign. You're a sign that can build that can make that happen, that can do things in a way that creates a really wonderful and strong foundation for what you want to build. And it's coming in for you now. Like, you can do this. Let's pull a couple more cards. It can be really, not only can it be something, you know, financially successful and sound, but lasting. I feel like it's something that can last. You know, this is also the card of legacy. It's building a legacy. You know, look at this old guy, and that's his family behind him, enjoying the life that he worked so hard to build. And so there is a little element of kicking your feet up and enjoying what you've made for yourself, Virgo. So maybe some of you are happy, you know, with the life you created, but you just haven't had time to freaking enjoy it. And now it's time to create a little more playfulness, a little more time to relax and really enjoy and be happy in that life. Okay? Let's pull a few more cards for my Virgos. All right, Virgo. I asked for a few more cards here. I got the Seven of Cups. Okay. Just card of illusion. And then we have Strength. Okay. And I do feel like with these two, you know, this is kind of a nod to what I was getting earlier around, like, finding the strength to see the truth, to see through an illusion. You know, it's like, you know, maybe you were seeing a situation through the rose-colored glasses and it looked really like everything was fine, but now when you acknowledge your real truth, you realize that's not maybe as good as you thought it was, okay? And that's what you're releasing now. You're releasing the illusion. You're releasing whatever this was within you that was blocking that happiness, was blocking your highest path from you. Or maybe from your view. Like I said, maybe you didn't see it or you didn't think you could have it because you were maybe stuck in a little bit of an illusion here. And again, you know, when we talk about, you know, for those of you that are kind of making, you know, it resonates for you, this spiritual awakening that I'm talking about, this can also be seeing through the ego's illusion. So starting to see the truth of the universe a little bit differently and understanding that maybe what you thought was real isn't anymore, or that there's more, right? That there's more. You know, this card, you know, in this reading is almost giving me that sense of like, you know, like when you're working, maybe you're like young and you pick a career path and you work really hard at it and you put a lot of effort and energy and you just keep looking for the next rung and the next rung and the next rung. And every time you get there, you think you're going to feel great and that's, you know, going to be elation. And then you get there and realize there's another rung and another rung. And then eventually you realize that you don't even know why you keep reaching for the rungs anymore because you've lost the point. So there's a little bit of that kind of energy coming into this reading that I'm picking up on, of maybe realizing at some point, like, why am I even fucking doing this? Is this even what I want? Like, where is this taking me? Where is this path actually leading me? And is it what I truly want? Does it actually make me happy and fulfilled? And maybe it does not, okay? For a few of you, there could be also, you know, like, this could pertain to marriage. So, you know, I talked about, you know, relationship coming in, but for some of you, maybe this was a decision that was being made or has been made to leave a marriage, to get out of a situation that you just weren't happy in, that you thought would bring you happiness, and then realized through this process of soul searching and really getting to understand yourself in a new way that maybe this partner that you selected isn't actually a good match to the you that you have discovered you are. Right? Remember I was talking about that Eat, Pray, Love. It's fantastic. It's such a good example that Spirit gave me because that actually is a movie about divorce, right? It's about a woman on the verge of a divorce and she realizes that this man who she still very much loves, it just isn't right for her anymore, and that they're not compatible anymore, that they now want different things than they wanted in their 20s when they first met and got together, right? And that's really perfectly okay. And that's sometimes a really hard, you know, thing to recognize or to realize that that life you have built is not the one that you want, or that the path you've been going down isn't the only one, and that maybe you want something different for yourself. And 9 of Wands we have showing up. I feel, honestly, this came right after the Seven of Cups and the Strength card, and I really feel like this is just a nod to that you've had to find the courage to come to this realization within yourself. That maybe for a while you were resisting it. This can be the card of resistance too. So it might have taken some strength to acknowledge this to yourself, that a change was needed, to acknowledge that maybe something within you needed to change, or maybe something within you had changed, and that therefore a new path needed to be found, or that you needed to live your life in a different way than you had been. We have the Lovers then showing up. Again, a nod to those of you that this is relationship based or based around a marriage or partnership. Can also be indicative of something coming in, but it is followed by the Tower. I also felt with this, this is a card of karma too, card of making choices, karmic choices, decisions. And I did get a clear message from Spirit that for some of you, that this isn't about a relationship, it's really about the relationship with the self, that this is actually you facing off against yourself. Okay, really having to confront and look at your shadow, having to look at parts of the self that were maybe difficult or challenging to see, so that you could tear down the old, so that you could take down the old life that you built for yourself, that was no longer fulfilling. Remember that when we talk about the Tower energy in the tarot, it's not good things that get torn down, it's the things that are ready to go that get torn down. Sometimes we don't see it that way because we aren't there yet mentally, emotionally. We don't realize that this thing that's being torn out of our life isn't good for us. We're clinging to it, or we are still invested in it in some way. But ultimately, the only things that Spirit takes away are the things that are not serving our highest good anymore. And so there may have been this sort of karmic coming undone that had to happen in your life, that was leading you higher. And we have the High Priestess here. I really feel like this again is you being led into a deeper union with the self, into a deeper union with God, into a more ascended and spiritual path for yourself. And also, this is you coming into that deeper inner awareness and knowingness that this thing needs to come down or needed to change in your life so that you can be happy and free. Okay, let's just get 2 more cards for my Virgos and then we'll wrap this reading up. The best thing for you guys to know is that ultimately these changes that you are making, that you are seeing within yourself, happening and unfolding, that they're good. These are actually really positive, and they are leading you to greater happiness. They are opening up doorways for so much better to come in. You don't have to be restricted anymore. You can be happy. You can manifest your dreams. And I think you're starting to see that. And maybe you didn't for a long time. Maybe you couldn't for some reason, and now you can. You're going from 3 of Swords to the 9 of Pentacles, okay? So it's like we're letting go of the pain. We're letting go of what wasn't working, of what was just breaking your heart. And like I said, this could also be you, struggling to make that choice. Like I said, sometimes like owning our truth is not an easy process. Sometimes we have to confront our shadow, and it can be very painful to do that. And it may mean making difficult choices or difficult changes to free ourselves. But look at those angels on either side of this woman. It's like you've been watched over through the whole thing, and there is love and support from the divine getting you through this and getting you into something better. And then we have this 9 of Earth, which is contentment. So you're leaving this space of sort of disappointment and sadness, and we're moving into this space of beauty and luxury and feeling really wonderful about the life that you have built. The 9 of Earth is being free from things. It's a free energy, but it's also a self-built, self-made energy. of really loving the life that you have created for yourself and feeling really proud of that, feeling really confident and good about what you have, and actually being able to sit back and enjoy it. So for those of you that were resonating when I said, maybe you did build a wonderful life, but you just haven't been able to soak in it and enjoy it, and now you can, or you're making changes so that you can. Maybe you were working around the clock and you realize what the hell am I doing this for? I don't even have time to enjoy all the good things that I have for myself, with the money that I've earned, and you're realizing I need to make some changes in my life to really slow down and enjoy my life more. For those of you that resonates, this is you doing that. This is you finally enjoying the fruits of your labor and soaking it all in, taking time to smell the roses, right? Not rushing on to the next task and the next task and the next task, okay? But just really soaking it in. So Virgo, these changes that have been unfolding for you or within your life are good. It may have been difficult and challenging, but this awareness that you're coming into, or that you have recently come into, it's changing your life, and ultimately it's changing it for the better. And you're going to be able to see that very soon. The happiness card came out in the first position. You guys are right on the cusp of this. You're right there, closing the old door and opening the new one. So guys, I hope that this message finds you well. Hang in there and keep moving forward. Remember that you have the strength to do this. You can call this good life into you, that one that you really and truly want, that is in resonance with who you now are. And it's there and it's waiting. All right, Virgo, those are your messages. Take care, guys. Bye.